At a young age, self-image was massive for me. I just did not want to look like a hideous, ugly kid or an adult growing up. I was a great student for a good portion of my life, but then again, I kind of realized even though I was getting A's and B's across the board, nonstop, my parents never really checked on me on school. They just let me do my own thing, and I was passing everything, doing great. But it wasn't doing something for me. I don't know what it was. I just remember I just felt disgusted. I did not like the way I looked. I did not like the way I felt in my own skin. The thought of just not liking my reflection was haunting me 24/7. At one point, I just realized, okay, I got to do something about this shit. I can't live with these thoughts running through my head all the time. It was rampant. It wasn't like, the voice comes and goes. It was nonstop. And then when I decided to go start working out, going to the gym, I got inspired by a friend beside me who sat next to me in class. This kid got all the girls, got all the attention. He had the cars, he had the grades, he had everything. He inspired me. If anything, I used to get bullied at a good portion of my life. He was the one kid who never really did. So I was inspired to be like him. He gave me a workout program that he kind of wrote down on a piece of paper, and I kept it. I literally kept the piece of paper on the side of my hip for years on end. This is before YouTube or any of that stuff. So having a piece of paper with a workout program was fucking massive. And I just followed it to a T. And I went to work. And the first 10 minutes of those workouts were never fun. I wasn't like, oh my God, working out is so much fun. I just did not like the way I felt in my skin, and that feeling of hating the way I felt in my own skin was worse than the first 10 minutes of my workouts. It was only once I got to minute 10 to 20, once I hit that 20-minute mark when I went home, it just fucking was just so much better. So much better. But again, I wasn't the guy who started training every single day. I started with twice a week, 3 times. I still remember there was a point where I was training 3 times a week. I had a 3-day split workout. Legs, back and chest, shoulder, arms, and abs. That was my workout. Then eventually, I kind of realized, man, I like the way this felt. So I wanted to do more and more. But eventually, because of school and exams and stuff like that, I went down to 2. I remember not feeling proud of myself for going back down to 2. But I told myself, hey, Sam, don't worry. You're doing great. You're doing better than what you are doing before. And this is during exam period. So if you're the kind of guy who's not as consistent as you want to be, just understand this is a learning process. You're getting better and better over time. You're learning about your discipline, your foundation. Obviously, when you're surrounded with more people who are where you want to go, or obviously when you get coaching, it's a lot easier for you to stay disciplined. 100%. Eventually, I just got better and better and better to the point where eventually I was like, man, I like the way I feel every single day when I do these workouts. I feel better. So why don't I do this every single day? That was the reason why I train every single day. It was a no-brainer to me. I didn't listen to what society said. I didn't listen to what anyone else said. But you might be wondering, how do you train every single day? You can train every single day. You can feel good every single day. You can leave feeling like it's making your fucking day every single day. You can leave the gym feeling at peace every single fucking day. When you focus on that versus like your self-image, and yeah, the self-image is more so the cherry on top. If I told you after every single workout you get dessert, it's going to give you a little motivation. So after each and every single workout, you get a pump, or midway through the workouts, after the 20-minute mark, you'll focus on the pump. Feels good, right? Yeah, fuck yeah. It's a bit of vanity with working out. Fuck yeah, it is. Self-image is a massive thing. Massive thing. But you're not worried about more so like how your body to some degree looks when you're fucking angry, frustrated, all those things. If anything, actually, when you're in those negative states, all internal states is more amplified in terms of your worst future. So if you're angry, frustrated, sad, you're going to see your self-image as worse. Not better. Not better at all. So I made that connection. So I said, okay, so when I do these workouts, everything in my life is a lot better. My relationships are better. How I see myself is better. Me studying exams is a lot better. So I focus on that. And after the years, grinding, sacrifices, eventually got to a point where I kind of realized, once I got to the position or place where I wanted to be, I kind of realized I'm in love with the fucking process. I like the hard work. The work is what instills the self-worth. Every time I leave the gym, I feel great. That's what I'm looking for. But by the end of it, when I actually got to where I want, I built the person that I was so proud of. And I kind of realized it's when I keep my word is what really, really makes me feel good. When I break my word, I don't feel as good. The more important a task is, the more I break my word, the more internal turmoil I feel. So if I didn't listen to that internal voice, which was telling me to change how I look, change my body, change how I feel about myself, then I would be, at this age, at 35, I would have hated every single thing about me. I just listened. It's not like my parents said, hey, here's gym membership, you can go ahead. They were against it. Not my mom. My mom was more supportive. My dad wasn't. He's more so school. He didn't value it. Nothing against him for that, but it's a Middle Eastern way of thought. He didn't think arms and biceps is an important thing. Ironically, right now, I'm more or less kind of helping, guiding him to stay strong because he's in an older age. It's very important. Moving is very important. So I understood it after I went through my whole process. I understood one thing: what you eat and how you move will determine how you feel. We're all energy. We're all liquid, solid, and gas. So food, what you put down your throat, is all energy. It's calories. It's made of liquid, solid, and gas. Air is gas. Water is liquid. Food is solid. What you put down that throat will change how you feel internally. All your cells are made of those things. And your cells are moving. My mouth is moving. Everything's moving to some degree. So if I'm not moving, if I'm a hamster, if I'm sitting still, I'm in a vegetable state, it's going to affect how I feel. So if I understood from a very universal point, universal truth, if everything is moving from a cellular level and it's made up of things that I'm putting down my throat, then how I move and how I feel will determine how I feel, because how I feel comes from how I move and when I put down my throat. Do you see how this works? So I understood all internal states can be controlled by those two things. It's a simple equation. So we're all energy. Emotions are a form of energy. We feel each other's energy. And we all want to be happy, strong, and healthy. On a general standpoint. I understand like happiness can't be achieved at all times. I understand health can't be achieved at all times. I understand strength can't be achieved at all times. There are some days we feel weak. Just some days we don't feel as healthy. Just some days we don't feel as happy. But I've realized when when we're happy, strong, and healthy at a highest level that we can be in that moment, we feel fucking grateful to be alive. Here's a tip. This is important because I know some of you guys are going through a transformation. When you're feeling weak and you realize you don't have time to train or you're beat up or whatever it is, when you amplify health and you amplify your relationships, you amplify focusing on your happiness or fulfillment, whatever it may be, another word for it, it will make you feel stronger. When we're feeling unhealthy, when we focus on our strength, when we focus on staying strong, when we focus on the relationships around us, we will feel healthier. When we're feeling unhappy or frustrated, angry, when we focus on staying healthy and staying strong, it will make us feel happier and fulfilled. Do you see how this works? It's connected. And I'm a true believer. If no one's doing anything that's making them strong as a human being, they're missing a massive component of life. Massive. And everyone downplays it. Everyone downplays it in this fucking world. It actually kind of breaks my heart because people go through all these life problems. I'm a true believer, and from my experience, this is just me. I won't say just me, anyone who's gone through me, my thing. I kind of realized after a hard ass workout, I'm at peace and I'm emotionally grounded. So I realized when I'm emotionally grounded, I am either happy, grateful, positive, or neutral. So it grounds all emotions. It brings me back to baseline. So there's no ups and downs, no bipolar, there's no anxiety, none of that. If I feel negative after a workout, it's because I probably didn't work out hard enough, or I have such negative karmic debt or negative thoughts that whatever I did to create a positive state wasn't enough. If that makes sense. It's a bit of give and take. It's not yes or no. It's not like a switch on and off. I worked out, so I am happy. It's like, well, how hard did you work out? What did you do? What did you eat? How hard did you push? Were you distracted? Were you sitting down? All these small little things make the biggest difference. It's like, well, I worked out, I tried it. Didn't really help with my mental health. Motherfucker, you didn't even move, bitch. Like, what the fuck? So all these things make the biggest difference. Or like, I worked out, but I'm not really happy. But motherfucker, you're high half the time during your workouts. Your mind says don't fucking smoke. You smoke a fucking massive joint or a cigarette. And you go work out. You're fighting a negative battle every single fucking time. Like, once you make that connection, like I said, once you keep your word and you try to stick to universally true things that you know is going to work on a internal level, you're fucking set. You don't have to complicate any of this shit. So when I kind of realized that, that scared me. When I kind of realized that, and I kind of realized we're in control of our emotional state, I kind of realized if I can focus on that, if I can focus on creating a positive emotional state, and I get the body, fuck man, that's just living. Because if I told you you're negative, you're frustrated, angry, depressed, unhealthy, and you're feeling weak all the time, ironically feeling weak, with a physique, would you want the physique? No. Like, if I told you you're happy, strong, and healthy, and you loved yourself, I mean, that's that. That's exactly what you want. All right, people, just a bit of inspiration. I think sometimes people just need a bit of filter and some kind of guidance. I haven't made a YouTube video in a while, kind of reflecting in terms of how I'm going to approach things, but I fucking love making these videos. They make me feel good. I always feel, even though this is still a new channel, there's always someone who listens, always says, hey Sam, that video changed my life. And I'm being selfish if I don't put out enough. All right, people? If you're going through a hard time, if you hate the way you look, you hate the way you feel, sometimes some kind of filtering out process, a coach will kind of give you some kind of a blueprint, or you can even use ChatGPT. That thing has changed fucking life. I fucking promise you. Just remember this. What you eat and how you will determine how you feel. If you're thinking like, well, someone irritates me outside, well, actually, someone might irritate you outside, but they're actually pointing out a weakness in you. When you can understand that, you are on a whole different level. Like, there's a level of conscious awareness that you're on. Once you understand that when someone offends you, they're making light of your own weakness, you're on a whole different fucking level. So when I was growing up, when I felt insecure, when someone made fun of me and I had a workout and I felt more irritated even though I had a workout, I realized I'm not strong enough. You see how this works? So I went to the gym and I pushed hard out of anger, out of frustration. I realized until I got those positive thoughts in my head, I am golden. And to get those positive thoughts in my head, I stayed super disciplined. I put a lot of effort and I overcame something difficult, which made me feel proud. And when I felt proud, I overcame something difficult and I stimulated a fight, which your cells don't fucking know the difference between. Your cells, internal cells, don't know the difference between a fight. It's not like, hey, he's pushing weight up and back and forth. The cells can't see shit. So when you simulate a fight and you eat a good meal after a hard-ass workout, it feels like you earned a kill. And you're like, pleasure. All right, people. Love you. And now stay strong.